Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. So this news dropped recently online. I want to give my thoughts on it. So Respawn says that they're developing the final chapter of the Star Wars Jedi series, starring Cal Kestis. Now, this kind of saddens me because Cal is a good character, I think. And his story is interesting. I think Survivor is trying to do a little too much. Like that dopey High Republic storyline. They just got rid of that completely, I think. I feel like I try to make it too complicated. This is where I feel like Fallen Order is a better story, but Survivor is a better action game. Not so much a good Star Wars story, because it's just too and too much, I think. I'm not taking anything away from it, but the fact that they're saying this is going to be a trilogy, to me, I'm getting kind of tired of trilogies overall, especially with something as like expansive as Star Wars or even the Batman, which I'll talk about in my next video. All the problems with that. Like, you can see this going on for a while. But they're just going to wrap it up in trilogy. I mean, at least they have a beginning, middle, and end for it. But at the same time, it's like, well, why not? This is why I've never understood why these developers and storytellers always try to cram everything in between the original trilogy instead of going to the Old Republic or somewhere way beyond the movies. Because this is the type of thing that happens. You get cool new characters like Cal Kestis, Marin, Grease Riders, Seer Junda, all these cool new characters, and I feel they're kind of wasted. Nothing, not really negative, but when you squeeze them in between the damn movies, you don't have that much room to work with. So, Fallen Order is 5 years after the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith. Survivor is 5 after that. So that's about 10 years before the original trilogy. So this is another 5 years later. And this is going to be squeezed between 4 and 5. This is like whatchamacallit, Outlaws that just came out. I can't believe how short that campaign is. I beat that storyline in like less than 3 days. Ridiculous. The first open world Star Wars game. Yeah, okay. KOTOR has a longer story than that. And that came out before the prequels. It's taking me longer to play Fallen Order and Survivor than it does freaking Star Wars Outlaws. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I'm just ready to read some comments. People saying, oh, I hope Vader doesn't take him out. I don't think Vader cares about Cal at this point. When Cal gets back and he finds Seer Junda has been killed by Vader, Vader just walks out of the room. He doesn't even look at him. He doesn't care. So, unless Cal's going to go back and fight the Empire, which at this point we're kind of done. It's kind of a one-way ticket at this point. Unless he manages to find some scattered Jedi out there or something. Ray and Marin get busy and make their own little Jedi Academy. Which honestly would pass them at all. He's definitely going to clap them cheeks, that's for sure. But, no, I'm a little disappointed that this is going to be ending so soon. I think it started in like 2018, so this is like right before the last Disney Wars film came out. It's crazy how games take a long time to develop, but there's been more Star Wars games in the last 2 to 3 years than there has Star Wars films, which is insane. I think it's kind of, you can see it as kind of bittersweet. But, I would have rather had this be like an ongoing series. Like the Force Unleashed, for instance, didn't have to have Stark return in the second. Could have been a completely new character different timeline, different setting, and keep that series going. But they kind of destroyed it when they brought him back. They never explained whether he was a clone or not. That was stupid. Third. Yeah, so Fallen Order was 2019 and Survivor was 2023, so that was last year. And then says the director, Steak Asmussen, told IGN that he envisioned the series as a trilogy. We wanted to see it as a trilogy. Told IGN, how can we take down and then the crew to new places beyond what we were doing in the first game? We had a pretty decent idea of the time frame where we wanted Survivor to take place, where the station was going to be, where the tone of the game was going to be, what Cal was going to be up against, and how the crew was going to factor into that. And there's a lot of what we could do beyond that as well. I don't know how much more you can really do. This is taking place going into the original trilogy. Cal cannot be a Jedi anymore. Because that makes Luke's story relevant. This isn't the problem having so many Jedi out there, like Space Aladdin and Ahsoka. And now freaking Sabine, who's a Jedi now, I guess. Out of nowhere. Only Jedi running around makes Luke less significant. And that's a problem. But yeah, Cameron Monaghan mentioned that it's in the process of being developed right now. He said that a while ago. But now it's been confirmed that this is going to be the last in the trilogy. From what I understand, these games are sold pretty well, so it's actually not completely bad, but this is why I didn't understand the hate for Star Wars Outlaws, because the games have been really good in the Star Wars universe, especially in the days of LucasArts. I was just playing Jedi Knight 2 for a little bit, takes me back to my childhood, like KOTOR, from everything from KOTOR to Fallen Order and Survivor. Star Wars games have been fantastic. So I didn't really understand the hatred toward Star Wars Outlaws, because it's just another branch in the Star Wars universe. People can accept freaking Andor, they can accept Outlaws. So there's really I don't understand the negativity with that. It's really buggy, sure, but it's a good story. It's kind of cool to be able to go to Fallen Order, to Outlaws, Survivor, to Republic Commando, to Force Unleashed, and get completely different sets of characters in each game, each story. That's what Star Wars is supposed to be. A galaxy far, far away. Why we keep doing this in between nonsense, and I guarantee that's the only reason I'm doing this a trilogy, because they can't go past the original film. Cal cannot be a Jedi past the original film. Can't. Otherwise, what's the point of Luke's story then? Then if Cal exists in that timeline, he can just take out there himself. Well, he could try, I guess, but it wouldn't make any sense. So they have no choice but to end this as a trilogy now. No wonder the director said he didn't envision a trilogy, but he kind of boxed himself into it, because I don't see that lazy, but I think some of the developers kind of fell into the lazy category, because they just keep cramming all these stories in between the original trilogy. Like one of my main issues with Outlaws was it gave me 3 out of 4 cool new planets, and then go back to boring ass Tatooine, because I've never seen that planet before, right? I just couldn't believe it. Like, are you kidding me? I don't know why people always think that Tatooine's the only place with crime lords. You ever heard of Nar Shaddaa? Like, it's the place to find crime lords is freaking Nar Shaddaa. There's Hutt there too, not just Jabba the Hutt. Because there's one that have a bunch of Easter eggs in there, like Han Carbonite, Lando Calrissian, shouldn't even be in this story at all. He's supposed to be on the way to help get Han out of Jabba's palace. This is between, how long is it between 4 and 5? And now the Survivor, Jedi Survivor series is going to be also in between the damn movies. Yeah. So they kind of do this themselves. Unless they're going to make another series with another new set of characters. I mean, Cal and Marin basically adopted Crazy Boat's kid at the end of Survivor, so maybe she'll take over and he'll train her to be a Jedi and she'll carry it on or something and he'll retire with Marin. I can see that happening. That could be kind of cool. But at the same time, she can't be a Jedi because any more Jedi in the original trilogy makes Luke less significant. So, unless she's going to be another smuggler or something, or her become a bounty hunter, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Like, there are so many restrictions that they put themselves. That they put on themselves. And they just write themselves into this corner. And it's part of me just kind of wonder why. Because to me, this does come across as lazy a little bit. Yeah, so I've enjoyed my time with Cal Kestis as a character. I think he's worthy of the Hall of Fame EU characters I grew up with as a kid. And it's a little sad to see his story is coming to an end. I guess because these games are really fun, and like I said, the main problem for me is they keep squeezing these stories in between the original trilogy, and they just lock themselves in, and they don't really give themselves a choice but to end the story prematurely. Because now it's either he runs into sunset with Marin, or he gets killed. Those are the only options they got. They can't exist in the original trilogy. You cannot cross paths with Kenobi. That'll put Kenobi at risk. It's like Reva running around. Knowing who everybody is, knowing Anakin's identity, knowing what Kenobi is, knowing what Leia is, knows what Bail Organa is, knows everything, and he just lets her walk away. And we'll get to that in my Kenobi commentary series. But yeah, this only 2 episodes I got for Cal's story to end. So I'm kind of curious what the story details are going to be. When we get more news on this, we'll just have to wait and see.